everyone out there. Welcome to Solve It Out. This is Annie here, and today I'm going to start a new series named Quick Glance, containing questions of ReactJS and NextJS. The questions which we face in the interviews, I'm going to select some of the complex, intermediate, and beginner level question, and will try to solve it in my way. You are always welcome to have an optimized solution. So let us start with my first question today. So you can see this is the first question. It is a quick glance series. So the questions will be to the point and the answer will be given in a very short way. There will be the GitHub link provided below. So you can always check back what we will be doing today. So here you can see the first question is, you are building a simple e-commerce application. Each product has a quantity, and the user can add or remove items from their cart. Implement the functionality to manage the cart using the useState hook. The cart should keep track of the total number of items and the total price. Additionally, provide a button to clear the cart, which should reset the state. So this is our main question, or you can say the first question of quick glance, where you can see that we have to do a cart functionality using only the useState hook. Now hints here are given. Use an array to store the items in the cart, where each item is an object with properties like ID, name, price, and quantity. Use the useState hook to manage the cart state. Create functions to add items to the cart, remove items from the cart, and clear the cart. So only using the useState hook, we will be adding all the functionalities. So let us go to the VS Code. Here I am using Next.js for this solving and Tailwind CSS for the styling. Here is my package.json. You can check it out from the GitHub link that I will be providing in the description section. So here the question is written in the answer. So first I'll start here from the answer. You can see just the question is written, and here are the comment section. I have written what we have to find. We have to first find the add items to the cart. Then we have to write the function for remove items from the cart, to clear the cart, the total number of items in the cart, and the total price of all items in the cart. Okay. So you can once more check with the question that will find user can add, user can remove the items, and should keep track of the total number of items and total price. Also additional, provide a button to clear the cart. This 5 function, we are going to do it. So first I'm going to take a useState first, okay, to store the cart. You can see here the question says that use an array to store the items in the cart. So first I'll use the array, and then we'll get this properties ID, name, price, and quantity. Okay. First, in the above, I'll use const cart items, set cart items, useState, and I'm taking an empty array. So for state, I will be only using this useState. And then in the answer section, let me write a button where I will pass what is the the item name ID. So here, let me take my, let me give some CSS first to make it look presentable. Just a little presentable look. I'm writing here the cart. below the question. Next, I'll write the buttons. You can see I have added 3 buttons here. I have added some CSS to make it look presentable. If you want, you can just opt out the CSS part. But adding the CSS actually makes it more presentable for the interviewer to understand. So I have added 3 buttons here: clear cart, add item 1 and add item 2. Now for this, I have will follow this one, that is each item is an object with properties like ID, name, price and quantity. So when I will click on this button, I must pass the object ID, name, price and quantity. For this add item button, add item 1, I'll place a on click function here, and then I'll do a callback function where I'll write add item to cart. This function will create right now and will pass here the properties that are given. That is ID1 will follow the rule. So this is ID1. Name is item 1. Then price is here will be given 10, and quantity for the next button. I will be following the same on click function. So we'll copy this part and we'll paste the on click function here, and we'll change the ID. And also we'll change the price to create a difference. So this is price 15 and quantity will again be 1. So I have passed this function. Now we'll define this add item to cart function here. There is function to add the items in the cart. Okay. So we'll first define the function add item to cart, and we'll accept the item object here, and we'll check here if the item is existing. Means if it is already selected in the cart, then we'll check if it is existing, then we'll add to it. And if it's newly getting added, for that we'll have perform the other function. Okay. So this is the existing item. Okay. So here cart items dot find cart item that if it matches with the ID. Okay. We'll check if the item or the object we are getting, the ID of that object matches with the current cart item objects present in the cart items. So if existing item, then const update cart is equal to cart items dot map cart item if cart item dot id is equal to item dot id, then return a spread operator, then a cart item that is keeping a copy of the previous cart item, and will change the quantity to cart item dot quantity plus 1. Okay, so if the first will check the id or the item that is passed in the cart matches with the cart items. If it matches, and if we then check that the same id is getting added, then we'll update the cart and will increase that particular item quantity. Okay, here we'll return the cart item, and then we'll pass set cart items. Inside the set cart item, we'll pass the update cart, that is it will update the state. Then else means if it is a brand new item, then we'll update the cart with taking a spread operator, keeping a copy of the state, and then we are updating the quantity of the item. Quantity is 1. Okay, then we'll pass the update this update cart into the set items. Okay, so our add to add items to the cart function is done. I add it here. We will not see any changes because we are not mapping out our cart items. So first let us map out the cart items. Here below the cart we can map it out. So we can say that cart items dot map will be taken item here, and then we're going to give a callback, and here I'll write it as list element, not a direct list. I want to put a check here actually. Wait. So here first I'll check if cart items have any product. Okay, so cart items dot length, if it's equal to 0, then we'll give a p tag saying your cart is empty. Okay, else here else we'll have a UL that is unordered list. We'll wrap it up and we'll place this cart items inside the UL. Like this. Okay. Yes, now it's fine. This is within UL, the li tag. So in this li tag, first I'll write a class name, give it a little bit of CSS so that it looks good. So a little CSS for the li tag, this tag, and also a key value so that it doesn't show any error. So the key value will be item.id. That will be our unique value. Here, inside the p tag, we'll write here span tag, where it will have item.name, and then in another span tag, we'll have a quantity. Will be showing. And here I'm going to write item.quantity. Okay. So for this span tag, a small CSS will be mx6, and same. We'll copy it the next line and we'll change it to item.price and into item.quantity. Giving here a dollar sign. Inside we'll write item.price into item.quantity. So this will show our total price actually according to the quantity. So you can see now this is one item is added. If I add another item 1, this is the name of our item 1. So if I add another, you can see quantity 2, item 1, and $20. If I add an item 2, you can see here item 2, quantity 1, $50. I add another item 1, you can see since the individual item is getting added and according with their IDs and also showing the total price which we have to pay here. Three quantities are $10 each, so $30, and one quantity, so this one will be $50. So our add function is done. Then the next function here, you can see we have to remove items from the cart. So let's go and do it. Now here, for each item, I want to add the remove button. That is, for individual item, there must be an individual remove button. So here, after the p tag, I'll add a button where I'll copy the class name, that is the styles, from the down button. So we'll paste it here and might change the background of this one. It will be red, and then I'm going to write it remove. So here Return remove. You can see each now item quantity will have a remove button. On click, this quantity will go down or become less. So let's add the on click function here. On click will be having a remove cart function. Remove item from cart. And I will be passing here the ID, item.id. Now we'll go above and here we're going to define the function const remove item from cart, be accepting item ID here, and will be returning by const update cart, taking a variable constant, and then here we'll first map the cart items. And if cart item dot id matches with the item ID, then only will return a copy of the cart item at first using the spread operator, and then we'll deduct the quantity. Cart item dot quantity minus 1. Okay. If the ID matches, then we'll deduct the item quantity by 1, and then we'll return here the cart item, and in the set cart items we'll pass here update cart dot filter cart item cart item dot quantity must be greater than 0. Okay, so when we are removing the quantity, we also have to check if the cart item turns to 0. Okay, so to check that, this is a check we are passing. We are filtering out the update cart items, and we are checking if it is greater than 0 or not. Okay, so save it up. Also, I want to, okay, let's me do that in the next stage. Let me first check whether our remove is working. So if I click the remove here, this quantity must get down to 2. Okay, you can see here now the quantity has changed to 2, and here if I remove this one, it should get removed because 0 should not be shown here. So you can see item 2 has been removed. 0 quantity is not showing in the cart, so it got removed. And here item 1 still has 2 in the cart. So if I click remove here, it changes to 1, quantity 1, and the total also gets changed. So our remove cart item is also working fine and according to the ID. Let me check the add also. So this is the add quantity 2 for item 2. If I remove it, yes, it's working fine. So our add to cart and remove items from cart is done. Now we'll check the total number of items and the total price. So this one, we'll do it right now. Next, here I'll add the total price and the total items. So let me take a div. Let me give some minimal CSS. So put in here flex, justify, center, with items center. We'll take a p tag here, give it a class name, and we'll write here inside the p tag, that is total items, and we'll describe a function here. So it will be total items. We'll do the function. We'll paste the p tag next, and here we'll write it the price. Okay. Want to change the color of the background. So yes, change it to purple, and here it will be total price function. Okay, total price, and we'll put a dollar here. Okay. So we have written it here. This portion is done. Also, we'll complete doing the clear cart function. So let me write here on click and give here a function name, that is clear cart. So these three functions, let us do it in the top. Okay. First, we'll do a function to clear the cart. Okay. It's very easy. Once clear cart, we'll just return or give the set state to empty so that it clears the cart. Okay. It's done, our clear cart function. Next, we'll do the total number of items in the cart. So const total items will be equal to cart items dot reduce. Here I'm going to pass total comma item, and then we'll do total plus item dot quantity. Next, we'll do the total price. So const total price will be equal to cart items dot reduce. We'll give here two values, that is total and item, and there we'll call total plus item dot price into item dot quantity. Okay. And also give a parenthesis here. So this is done. Now I missed a step here, That is, as we are using the reduce function, so this is the accumulator where the array is reduced down to a single digit. Now for that we have to pass an initial value. Our initial value is 0 here. So for both the total price and total items, this is the accumulator of the reduce function, and this is our initial value of the accumulator. Okay, so let us save it up and let's go to our question. Yes, you can see here total items 2 and total price here it's showing. That is, if we plus 10 and 15, you can see this is the 25 and quantity 1 of item 1 and quantity 1 of item 2. So total items 2. So if I click the clear cart, you can see your cart is empty, total item 0, total price is also 0. So I guess I have done all the questions demands, whatever question they were asked to do, only using useState, because I have not used any other hooks. So just a revision, if I add item 1, this is adding 1, 2, 3, item of item 1 have quantity 3, so total items here 3 and $30. Here I add item 2 of quantity 2, so total 60, total items 5. If I remove it, it will get deducted, reduced by 1. Here is the same. If I clear the cart will get cleared. So this is the first question of the quick glance series. You can comment down below if you have any doubt or you have any other optimized solution. That is also welcome. So I will be back very quickly with another question for this quick glance series. Till then, this is Annie signing off. Do comment down below and the GitHub link will be there in the comment section.